I just broadcasting this to YouTube live, so watch out what you say, because everybody can hear you. I will share my screen for the agenda, and it's my broadcast, so you can see that it's streamed. I will switch to my agenda. So these are the 7 points I formulated, and if anybody has something to add, I can add it here right now, or if I give the floor to somebody, I will add it. So let's first start with the budget allocation. It's going pretty well. There are people who we have 4 subjects that have 3 votes. These ones, the score bridge, the RChain interpretation. Some have 2 votes and one has 1 vote. And there's an awful lot of issues without a vote, so they have no budget at the moment. So that's a kind of a problem. And I suggest that everybody goes to this spreadsheet to fill it out. And then when that is done, then you can, I mean this spreadsheet. Before we did it through forms, but it was too cumbersome. And now we can do it through the yellow areas in this spreadsheet. So it's quite simple. Some people have done it already. And maybe we can also go with it. So then after that, we start with the reward allocation. We are busy in working, getting the issues of the Jira project management system, get a feed into the GitHub. So then we see more what's happening on the development side, and you can also participate in it. So the integration of statements of work and GitHub issues. I have now 2 invoices that have both the statement of work and also issues. So I'm talking with the CFO how to, if this is a good idea to combine those 2 things. In my view it is, but I need approval from the CFO. Maybe there's something to say about the annual meeting. So I will stop there and see if anybody has to say something about it. Floor is yours.
I couldn't hear you that well, but I'm clicking on the RChain Members meeting link, but can you send a link to that agenda or post it to Discord? In the chat, I'm on my phone, so in the chat it's going to be more complicated, but it would be nice if you linked it in Discord real quick. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you know, HJ, I think you have to send a nudge every now and then, like every Monday or something. It's the kind of thing that just sort of slides under the flow, and sometimes I see a mail from you and then I say, oh shit, right, I got to do those budgets, and then I go do some budgets. But it's not like part of my regular workflow or something. So there's a set list, which we used to call activists, of people who are actually contributing. So just send a mail and say, come on, guys, we need budgets, we need allocations.
Yeah.
Right,
So
and also to add to that point, hello? I'm sorry, real quick, HA, just to add to that, there is going to be in the annual meeting, there's going to be the nomination of a compensation committee, and it can definitely be one of their tasks to make sure that the decentralized bounty allocation is always up to date. It could be a weekly reminder, it could be a form, and essentially they could drive that as a role for the committee.
Yeah, it's fine to put it towards the institution, but the institution needs also hands, and hands are quite limited. So I will see how it will go, but I will try to stimulate everybody as much as possible to get this in order. Otherwise, we must have a 2 months period or so.
Okay, I'm gonna go to it right now, and I should have this saved. What is the title of the document?
It's on the agenda. I will drop a link in your.
Oh, it's on the agenda. Okay, that's budget allocation.
That's it. Yeah.
Here we are. I think I voted on most of these, but I can go back through right now and
yeah, that's fine.
What I think.
Participation. It's okay. But I've been working a lot on this spreadsheet, and there's still some errors.
Yes.
Quite nice, and it allows also for direct communication with other people. So if there's something done, I create a comment in the cell, and then I assign it to a person. Then action has to occur, and that works pretty well. So I will try to do it also for the subjects. The only problem is that the emails will then be visible to a lot of people, but it's only restricted to the members. So the access is not publicly open, only to members of the Google group. It's a different kind of access right. Do you think it's a problem to have email addresses available in this spreadsheet? Or it's not openly available, but you have to look at the comments.
Right. I like that idea of keeping it to anybody that is in the Google group.
Yeah. So it's more or less secure, I would say. You never know. What I did also is I made one document of the meeting agenda, and because there's so little text, so little text in each document that it could be better in one document, and then we also have only one link to the right document. It's easier. So I will give the floor to anybody who wants to update something or say something.
Yeah, I would say just if there's anybody on the call that hasn't participated in this voting right now, they should just do it right now while they're on the call because there's no better time. I can make a couple updates. Mine are pretty standard though. Newsletter just went out. I've also just posted a repurposed section of the newsletter on Medium. So if you guys want to like that and share that, and that's in regards to the first membership meeting. I also ordered some Ether cards. They're not going to make it in time for the actual members meeting. So that sucks. But it will be a cool little coupon to play around with and give out at like meetups and things like that. And then hopefully, or not hopefully, but definitely as we get more like emails and stuff, we'll be using those as kind of business cards for when we attend local meetups and things like that. I've also engaged with my friend Alberto to help with some marketing strategy and potentially take some things off of my plate. So I'm really excited about that. He's in Tampa Bay and he is the director of growth for the Blockchain Education Network, which is a large network of colleges all around the globe, honestly. And actually they have a lot in the Netherlands too. So maybe you guys can hook up with them. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm at a conference right now and it's called merge.show, and it's the blend of two different or multiple technologies, but the main focus was the domain DNS industry and also blockchain and cryptocurrency. So I spoke on a couple panels and I got to network with some pretty established people in the domain space. And it was actually really cool to have my name tag with .coop, and that actually started a lot of conversations in itself. So I kind of opened the door to a lot of conversations. I don't necessarily know where they'll go or how they apply to RChain at this point in time, but I'm now, the first point of contact for a lot of these domain industry leads. Now, when they want to learn about blockchain, they're going to talk to me. Let's see, what else? I'm going to be in Seattle next week, so I hope to see everybody there. Oh, okay. So also on that note with, in regards to Alberto helping, Kit, also, I don't know if this is something I should say public or live, but I would like to get you, if you not already have an established statement of work, I'm wondering if you'd be interested in a community manager role and if we can scope out something. Because
no
I think
way.
I think, yeah, I don't know exactly the scope of it, but you do a great job and you really, really help a lot. So I would like to get something more official worked out.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but
oh, no way.
You're a community manager.
maybe that's a bad way of languaging it, but just a dedicated role to certain tasks that you're already doing very well.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to continue doing those tasks, but maybe you remember when we were working on the site and there was this photo of firemen putting out fires. And I said, we'll use that for the community manager.
Right. I totally understand. So I think I languaged that wrong, but essentially I'm just hoping to get you, get you in a more established role. It doesn't necessarily have to be called community manager, although we do need those types of roles too. So if anybody's interested in like continually engaging on forums and actually just check out the description, there's a GitHub issue about it, and also help to collaborate on what you think the scope of a community manager role would be. Okay. And then moving on, where I'm also going to be on the BYOD identity hangout on Saturday, it is, I believe. And then, so with the goal of scoping out like a content piece that we'll use as thought collateral going into the new year about RChain's identity initiatives, because I think, again, you guys do a great job on that front. And I also would just like to learn as much as I could about that. It's just been busy. And then we can repurpose that research into content and use that as thought collateral to get more attention. We finally got the first design for the website in, as well as some of the social profiles and things like that, along with the Ether card design. So the first iteration's in now at RCraft. I don't know his actual name. I think it's OG I'm sorry, but at RCraft on the GitHub issue is now going to work with me and Valeria on the next iteration for the RChain website, and I'm super excited about that because I would like to see that evolve so that we can, what's the way to put it? There's a lot more information, and it needs to be designed in a way that people can flow through it easier. So if you want to engage on that GitHub issue, also feel free. But we're moving forward with that. Let's see. Another thing that I want to do, and Ian left the call, but Vlad had the idea, and I think Greg mentioned this last hangout, of a portion of the meeting being about like some sort of constitution for the co-op. And Ian made a really good point that the cooperatives already have kind of like a lot of principles in place and standard things. So I kind of wanted to draft up one that's a tad more specific for RChain, but it does seem that there's a lot of great, like principles and guidelines and things like that are already in the Articles of Incorporation, but also just in cooperatives in general. So yeah, there's that. And then I'm also going to, once Alberto and I figure out, how he can help take some things off my plate, I will start to push more of the content out. So I'm going to go back through and drive the RChain dictionary to completion. I will probably create the wiki because that was something that also really needed to be done. And then also the packages for local meetups. That's another item that I want to get done as quickly as possible. Okay, let's think. Check everything else. See what I have on here. Oh, I'm continuing to finalize the marketing plan and budget. Newsletter went out. Let's see, medium post, budget, cooperative, buy personas. That's probably good for now on my updates, but you guys know where to find me.
Well, that's a lot of activity. Wonderful. I just want to mention to Kit that there's a standard template that you can fill out. You just mention kind of job title, the scope you work on, and some deliverables. And of course, to define your hour rate and the number of hours you want to work per month. And then it goes through Kenny Rowe and maybe with a suggestion of Patrick, and it goes to a DocuSign process for gathering the signatures, and then you're done.
Okay, so we're not going to use the Google form statement of work anymore?
No, because it has to be adapted to the I missed the note, Jacob. It must be adapted to the standard template. It's not so much work, I think, but I haven't done it. So what I do is I just send by email the template to anybody who's who wants to have it as I go.
Okay. I'll have a look at it.
Hey guys.
Hey, Jacob.
So if everyone's, I just wanted to say I am now full-time contractor with RChain, so my other job ended Friday. I haven't been able to dig into the voting as much as I'd like, which this may be a good point or a good place to, I could pretend to be someone who just joined and have no idea how to vote, and someone could point me to the right place and I could see if I can figure it out. Been slacking on that. And I'm flying to California today to go talk to Discord CTO and see if I can convince him that he should be working with us.
Okay, maybe you should maybe it's a good idea to get in touch with Ian Bloom, Dr. Bloom, because he's on this verification process of identity. and he needs
Sounds good.
definitely some help.
Right. Yeah. That's all. Hey, what's up, Brendan? By the way. And yeah, that's also something I didn't mention that I'm. Ian and I had a call yesterday, and I'm just waiting to hear back from him on how I can help, and if it needs to be a manual process, then when I'm in Seattle, I can block out a day and go to your guys' office, meet you, and crunch some of those, get them done.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Kit. I guess I don't have many updates besides for working closely with or continuing to work with Nash on like the gift card idea, which I spoke with Patrick about really briefly, just messaged a little bit in Discord, and other ideas. I think next I might want to try and create a DApp that eventually would run on RChain. I don't know if we would wait for RChain platform to come out or but I actually really want to feature RChain as the technology behind the DApp, because obviously I only like RChain. I'm like an RChain maximalist, but I also think it might be in the point of sale payments industry. Like, you're going to buy coffee, don't use dollars, use crypto. So that's what I'm noodling on and having a lot of fun, but no real, I think, concrete updates otherwise. I'm coming obviously next week, and I'm bringing a friend, so that should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to meeting everyone.
Don't forget Blocktoberfest.
Is that in Utah?
No, Blocktoberfest is that event in the meetups, beer, blockchains, right before the.
Thanks for setting that up. Yeah. Really looking forward to joining all the events, including Blocktoberfest especially.
Would you mind sending that link in the chat here so I could just confirm?
Yeah, no problem. 1 sec. There's also the concert the night before.
Yeah, actually, I want to say that the Airbnb me and my friend are staying at is right on the street of Washington Hall. So I guess if anyone is around there, I'm sure there are other people in Airbnbs. If they're around there, probably easy to meet up. Discord me.
Got it. Thanks.
I think that's the wrong one. That's the concert, I believe. 1 sec. Concert at a castle. There.
Right. Looks good.
So is that guy? He's really techie. Is he at all interested in RChain in any way? Anyone know?
Yes. He said, the guy hosting with the castle, he said if RChain could afford him, he would work for them.
He has a castle.
And he said when they can afford to pay him in real money and the money he needs, that he will come work for RChain.
Is he not interested in a rock?
I don't know.
He has a castle. He should invest.
Yeah, he doesn't defeat the purpose a little bit. If he's only accepted cash.
He said he has bills to pay.
I'll schmooze him. Don't worry. I got this guy.
I've been convincing him of accepting rocks as a viable currency. So
Yeah, it's a kind of long-term gamble. Kevin, any news from you?
No news per se, just a couple of questions on the member meeting. I know that we were voting or supposed to be voting on the committees, and I was wondering if there was more information that was forthcoming before regarding like the roles of the committees and the committee members and what they were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, so if you check the newsletter or this new Medium post that I just posted, I mean, it's still small, but this is essentially what it is. As executive committee, the role of the executive committee is to implement the board's fiduciary, strategic, and generative plans, policies, and decisions consistent with the cooperative's vision, mission, and guiding principles. So that's fairly broad, but that, as you could expect for an executive committee. The nominating and governance committee is about identification and selection of directors, officers, and other important roles in the cooperative, subject to board approval. They oversee the selection of executive committee general membership. Again, it doesn't have a task list per se, but I feel like that can get ironed out in the actual members meeting. And then the compensation committee is to draft and negotiate compensation packages for directors, officers, and other important roles in the cooperative. The compensation committee is solely responsible for director compensation. All other compensation packages are subject to board approval, i.e. officers and other roles. So that's about, that's a general paragraph for each. And then I'm assuming at the members meeting, we'll narrow down more deliverables and tasks specific, but you can check that on Medium or in the last newsletter.
And Patrick, is there?
I'm just going to post it here. The link.
Oh, there it is. Thank you. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just published it like 20 minutes ago, maybe.
Yeah, let's go.
Thanks for asking that question. That was something I was wondering about too. And Kit, you have a question?
Yeah, I saw somebody post in Discord that he said his name was on the ballot. And I'm wondering what ballot he was talking about, and specifically wondering, is there a ballot for the different committees?
I think he was talking about board member committee. Board member.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the only ballot that's available right now. There's no ballot for committee. What there is a Google form to express your interest in being on one of those committees. So I'm assuming that current, though I didn't see that take place in Discord, but that would be the only person that I would think
That's
that would
correct.
be.
This is indeed Dave.
Okay, yeah.
So we can't.
And he's been. I'm sorry, what?
We cannot see who volunteered for a committee until voting time?
I believe so. All right, so I'll say it like this. At this point, it's not public, but it is a good idea to start to make that public. There should be some sort of deadline so people can have an idea and do some diligence on the people that have expressed their interest.
And
does that make sense? So that's something that I could follow up with Kenny about.
Because there are also people like me who are far away and not coming to the meeting, and theoretically, we will be able to vote in advance of the meeting.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'll actually do this. I'll send out an email right now and see about exactly that.
Okay.
Kit, are you interested in becoming a committee member?
I was actually thinking of volunteering for the executive committee. And
I would vote. I would vote for you.
Okay. The other two committees don't interest me, but the executive committee, which is, responsible for the overall vision and steering of the co-op, I could imagine participating in that one. But I haven't done it yet because I would like to know who I might be working with, actually.
Right.
So we'll see.
Kit, we want you there no matter what. Do you not want to work with me? I'm not saying I'm going to be on it, but who don't you want to work with?
Well, it's not that I don't want to work with people, but with specific people, but I would like to have a communal feeling. And if it's a bunch of people that I don't know, then, well, that would make it more uncertain. But if it's a bunch of people I do know, then that would make it more attractive.
I think one assumption is that you like people that have some experience in the crypto space.
Yeah.
Because usually they have good vibrations.
Yeah. Well, I've played a management or founder role through a few cycles of my life, so I think I could play that role in the committee, but I'm waiting to see how things develop, I guess, before I actually submit.
Are the committee signups on GitHub right now?
Say that again?
There was a link that went out. I believe there was a link that went out in Discord if you wanted to put yourself on a committee to vote. I mean, to participate.
Yes, yeah, to a Google form. I looked at that and I thought, well, it would be nice if I know who was already on it or something, but maybe everybody else is doing the same thing.
Okay, I think we have to end this session because the debriefing of Greg is starting in a few minutes. So.
Okay, actually, HJ, give me 1 minute just to pop something on the screen. Patrick, you mentioned the dictionary, and I have a draft ready, so please have a look. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to announce it because there's a bunch of holes in it, which I'm not capable of filling in. But if you want to go in there anytime and do something, then go for it.
All right, make some progress. That's good.
Oh, I was on mute. Sorry. Yeah, awesome, sweet. I didn't see that you had done that work. So again, you got my vote. So.
Okay, wonderful.
But I'm gonna take off, guys, and I'll see you in the next meetup.
See you on the other side. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.